Hello, my name is Gary Herman, and over here my partner for tonight will be Bill Gelman, and we welcome you to the Cherry Hill West, Lenape, and Cherry Hill East Tri-Meet.
And since this is a tri-meet, there'll be many events going on at the same time, so we'll try and give you as much of the action as possible.
Tonight from Cherry Hill West will be Sean Mayle. Competing on the floor exercises tonight for Cherry Hill East will be Josh Meltzer, Noah Erdy, David Lean, Mike Silvestro, and Ari Goldstein. Josh Meltzer is out there right now performing his routine.
He's in here, plant into a headstand, forward roll, round off, back handspring, balance,
Josh Meltzer is really performing all of his moves with a lot of grace. As a junior on the Cherry Hill East team, Josh Meltzer has a lot of potential for the season which lies ahead.
and he has
I'm gonna make you say ow.
and we are awaiting the score of Josh Meltzer on the floor exercise.
Oh, the chance had begun for Mr. Noah Erdy, senior from the Cherry Hill East team. You can't see it. The scores are not posted yet.
Right there, 3.8. Josh Meltzer got it.
Is it 3.8 or 38? I think it's a 3.38.
Yeah.
Excuse me, is that a 38 or a 3.8? Josh Meltzer received a 38 on his floor exercise.
Noah Erdy is a forward roll, pike, headstand, balance, round off into a front handspring, into a balance.
We can see the concentration on Noah Erdy's face as he attempts to run from corner to corner in his exercise. He has completed his exercise. Next up for Cherry Hill East will be David Lean.
Should I say some of this? All the routines have 10 parts to them with three level difficulties. A C level difficulty. Noah Erdy received a 46 on his floor exercise. C level difficulty is the hardest. Then there are B moves, and then there are A moves.
Noah Erdy was able to pass Josh Meltzer in the scores by 8 points. David Lean has just done a forward roll as he stands at the far corner. Competes 2 front flips followed by a balance. Now he's back upright.
Into a balance. Round off into a front hamstring. And he has completed his routine.
Boy, that guy can jump.
Next up for East is Mike Silvestro. All right.
Next up is Mike Silvestro, who along with Ari Goldstein has qualified for all the events in the state tournament. Michael Silvestro is only is a young freshman shows amazing potential in the upcoming year. There was a 65 that was awarded to David Lean, who surpassed the previous two Cherry Elise competitors.
Because he's handstand. Round off into a front handspring, back hamstring. Balance. Front handspring by Mike Silvestro to a dive roll. Currently in a handstand, a pike. Mike is receiving a nice round of applause from the crowd. Oh, okay.
Mike Sylvester has just completed an amazing and a very good quality on the floor. Next up for Cherry Elise is senior Ari Goldstein. Ari Goldstein has a chance to become one of Cherry Elise's all-time greats if he isn't already. Ari Goldstein has practiced during the summer. He's looking at a few colleges right now, but he's looking to see if he can get a scholarship somewhere. Among his possible applications is Arizona State University. The score for Mike Silvestro is an amazing 74. Ari Goldstein will need to top that. Wow.
Ari is currently doing scissors into a balance.
Split.
Into a handstand.
If you want to give it to me, just hand it over and I'll take it. Ari Goldstein is working on the mat right now. Ooh, it looks like Ari Goldstein might be injured. Uh-oh. Ari Goldstein is paused in his workout. Up, he goes up again. What a man. Must have had a quality dinner tonight. Someone ate his Wheaties. Ari Goldstein goes into a balance. Spins around. Comes back. That guy can jump. Bill, you sure he ain't wearing pumps?
No, those gymnasts don't wear sneakers.
That's right, they wear a special shoe that they can use on the mats around here.
East has just completed the floor exercise. We are currently waiting the score of Ari Goldstein.
Now, the next event will be the floor exercise. First competitor for West is Lenny Campbell. The next competitor for West will be his brother Shane. The last of West's 3 competitors on a floor exercise will be Sam Lassetier. Shane Campbell receives a 4.0 for his performance. Sam's score on the floor exercises is 7.8.
Yus will next be competing in the rings.
Who's on the ring? Tom Vanderpute has begun his ring exercise.
He's currently in a pike position. Is forming into a handstand on the rings.
If you don't have anything to say, you can just give it to me.
All right.
If I don't have anything to say, I'll give it to you.
He's currently hanging from the rings.
As it begins to swing up. Wow.
I believe that was a skin the cat. And a dismount.
And a pretty dismount for Mr. Vanderpute. Next on the rings, Junior Mark Ostman. Score of 37 for Mr. Vanderpute right now. I guess you could say it's the score to beat since he's the only person to go. Wouldn't you agree, Bill?
Yep.
As the spotter is holding him in place, he leaves the rings.
He's currently swinging on the rings, holding his position in a pike position. Into a handstand. This requires a lot of skill.
He's begun his swing. Ooh, backward dismount by Mr. Ostman. I'd say that was pretty good, Bill. Next year he could show us something. What do you think?
I think he has strong potential to be a star gymnast.
Next up on the rings is Alfred Alon, varsity wrestler, Cherry Hill East at the 103-pound weight. Okay.
Also a very fine gymnast.
Obviously, Bill Artie wouldn't be here right now. think he's a junior.
We didn't get the school.
Ooh, a little trouble holding on to the rings there. Gracefully, he maintains his hold on the rings as he begins into a handstand, and he's holding it there. Rocks back. Ooh. I don't think he had enough chalk in his hands, therefore. Lost one of the rings. Do you agree with me, Bill?
Yes, it was a tough situation there for Alfred, but he'll come back.
Alfred Alone will be getting back on the rings. He seems uninjured after that fall.
Alfred is currently swinging into a pike position. He's trying to form a handstand.
Meanwhile, Mr. Frank is giving Mr. Silvestro a few pointers on his next exercise. Silvestro will be competing in all the exercises we have for you today, as well as Ari Goldstein. Silvestro, the young freshman. Alfred Alon has completed. We're still awaiting his scores. .35, Mr. Alon. Silvestro grabs onto the rings. Bill, how do you think he'll do this time? He looks like he's got a lot of potential as a young freshman. What do you think he'll do on these?
Well, Mr. Frank looks as him to be one of the stars of the team. Yeah. Silvestro into a swing, into a handstand. Okay. Silvestro is currently swinging, which is an important move on the rings, and a beautiful dismount.
Silvestro's highest scores on the ring in order to qualify him for the state tournament is a 6.1. Next up for Cherry Hill East is the venerable Ari Goldstein. Ari Goldstein certainly is the superior gymnast on the Cherry Hill East team, but in a few years, Mike Silvestro looks like he might be able to take over.
Silvestro got a 67 on the rings.
Fine score, I might say. Ari chalks up, kind of like almost like a pool stick getting ready to hit the white ball into the 8 ball. That's simple.
Cue ball.
Cue ball, white ball, they're synonyms. Bill?
Ari is currently on the rings now. Ari is the team leader. Ari into a handstand.
Ari Goldstein's best score in the rings is 6.9.
Ari's doing a series of swings on the ring into a pike position. And a handstand. Ari's preparing for his dismount. And I must say, it was a fine dismount by Ari Goldstein.
The Cherry Hill East team has completed their tour of duty on the rings, you might say.
Next up for West will be Ryan Spiegel. Ryan receives a score of 1.5. The next competitor for West will be Lenny Campbell. Len receives a 2.0. Next up for West will be Shane Campbell, Len's twin brother. Shane receives a 2.5. Next up for West will be their team captain and last performer on the rings, Sam Lassitier. Sam receives a team high 3.6 on the rings.
Okay.
The next event for West will be the side horse. First competitor will be Eric Mulford. Eric receives a score of 1.8. The next competitor will be Ryan Siegel. Ryan receives a score of 2.0. Next up for West, competing in his first event of the night, will be Brian Lewis. Brian also receives a score of 2.0. The final competitor for West will be Sam Lassiter. Sam receives a team high score of 3.6. Sam appears to have hurt his back on the floor exercises, which appears to be hampering his performance.
Now competing for Cherry Hill East on the side horse will be David Lean.
David Lean is doing a series of scissors. Cuts. He almost stumbled over the horse. Dismount.
Next up for Cherry Hill East on the side horse will be Noah Erdy. .25 is the score for David Lean.
The whole crowd heard that.
That's all right. Noah Erdy begins. Noah Erdy doing some scissors, rocking in the front, rocking in the back. Back to the front. Ooh, little touch of the.
They're all stumbling over that horse. Noah is still doing some scissors, traveling around the horse.
Dismount.
Now we await the score of Noah.
Out for the line.
Yeah.
Next up for Cherry Hill East, young man out for the line. Mr. Frank believes the key to the Cherry Hill East team is improvement.
It's not whether you win or lose. But as long as you show improvement, Mr. Frank has confidence in you.
32 for Mr. Noah Erdy. Alfred Alon has begun. Ooh, he's still having trouble stumbling on that horse. Maybe it's a different height or something today. I don't know.
Or could it be nervousness?
Dismount by Alfred Alon. Next up will be Mike Silvestro. This ain't the first time we've heard his name tonight. Chalks up. Gets a grab on those bars. Well, maybe not.
He's preparing to mount on the side horse.
Mount he will.
Approaching it through the back end, or could it be the front end? Currently doing a set of scissors all around the horse.
Mike Silvestro will be competing in the state tournament with this thing. Ooh, fancy dismount. That was the best we've seen all day today, Mike Silvestro. Next up will be that man again, Ari Goldstein.
But I must say that Mike Silvestro had one fine performance there.
Let's see if Mr. Goldstein can best it. .56 rung up on the board for Mike Silvestro. Goldstein mounts. Goldstein showing some fancy moves on the end of the horse.
Goldstein currently doing some scissors. More scissors and dismounts. I don't know if he meant to do that or not.
I have to agree with you, Bill. Looked like a little premature dismount. I can't say if he's too satisfied with his performance as he looks to go back on to finish. Back again, Mr. Goldstein. Flying around that horse. Again, slipping. He's flying around that horse like I never saw.
And he still is flying around that horse, quicker than ever. Ari's having his trouble on the horse today, but he just finished off with a fine dismount.
Let's see if he's able to pass Silvestro's 50s. Silvestro's scoring the 50s on the side horse. Hello, I'm Gary. This is Bill. We're the ones doing your commentating for today. I'm next event for Cherry Hill East will be the vault.
David Ling gets a sign that he's ready to vault.
David Lean is ready to vault. He's running. Good form in the leap. Little shaky on the dismount.
Maybe lose 0.5 of a point on that dismount. That's how they do it in the Olympics.
Senior Dan Hackenberg will be competing in his first event of the day. Salutes the judges to let him know that he's ready. And he's off like a horse out of the stable. A little better on the dismount than our first competitor. That was good, I'll tell you.
Next up is Alfred Alon. Alfred is ready. And he's off. I must say, that was a fine vault there by Alfred.
He had some height on that jump, Bill. What do you think?
Yeah, that's probably his best routine of the evening.
I must agree with you. Next up is Silvestro, freshman. He's running. And the jump. Ooh, a twist in the Very good move. Little shaky on a dismount.
Very sloppy landing there.
Next up is Ari Goldstein again. Now we might as well not stop. And he's running.
And that was a fine vault there by Ari Goldstein.
Doesn't seem especially pleased with it.
First up for West, in the next event, vaulting, will be Barry Bard. Barry receives a score of 7.1. Next up for West will be Brian Lewis. A score of 7.8 for Brian Lewis. Next up for West will be Len Campbell. Len Campbell receives a 7.4. Next up will be his brother, Shane Campbell. Shane receives a 7.6. West's final competitor will be Sam Lassiter. Sam receives a team high score of 8.3 in the vaulting event.
We have two more events on the evening, including the parallel bars. This and the high bar. David Lee will be our first competitor for Cherry Hill East on the parallel bars. Bill?
We're setting the mats, make sure it's all safe. And he's preparing the mount onto the parallel bars. And there's the mount.
As he supports himself above both bars, splits on one bar, he's holding it there very nicely. Slips down into a handstand. Well done. He seems to have his routine down very well. Most of his moves seem to be flowing rather smoothly.
And there's that headstand. And another one. Lean is currently swinging on the bars. And a fine dismount there.
Good routine for Mr. David Lean. Now competing for Cherry Hill East will be Josh Meltzer. Oh, not yet. Josh Meltzer will be mounting from the other side of the bars. Bill?
And Josh is getting set for his routine. He makes sure the bars are the way he likes them.
The score for David Lean was a 37.
And Meltzer prepares for his routine. And he mounts onto the bar. Into a peach basket and a reverse pike. Into a handstand.
Once again, Josh Meltzer's moves seem to be flowing rather smoothly, but his moves seem to be of a more high-risk caliber than his predecessor, David Lean. The judges will probably be more favorable to Josh Meltzer's routine because he does use more high-risk maneuvers as he sits in a handstand, rolls over, and a fine twisting dismount. Landed rather nicely.
He takes his bow, and we await the score of Josh Meltzer.
Alfred Alon will be the next competitor for Cherry Hill East. Alfred Alon gets into a nice handstand, holds himself very high above both of those bars, twisting off into a dismount. Next up for Cherry Hill East will be Mike Silvestro, competing in his 5th event of the evening out of 5. The score for Alfred Alon is a 57.
And he's in a pike position at the moment.
As he suspends himself from both bars, he swings into the center, goes into a nice handstand.
And he's holding that handstand for the 3 count. And a reverse. Another handstand. And a reverse handstand. Into another handstand. And what a dismount.
Fine job by Mike Silvestro. Next up for Cherry Hill East, once again, Ari Goldstein. Score for Mike Silvestro is a 65. Ari Goldstein will need to beat that if he wants to remain in first place for Cherry Hill East on this event. Thus far in the season, Cherry Hill East is 6-0, and they have beaten everyone they have competed against. Now they must face each member of the conference twice.
Ari prepares to mount onto the bars. And Ari just did a peach basket there into a handstand. Ari is swinging back and forth on the bars. Goes in the reverse position now. Ari has a firm grip on those bars now. Must say he's having a fine performance right now. Ari into another handstand. Had a nice little hold there. And a fine dismount. A slight stumble when he reached the ground. Now await the score of Ari Goldstein.
First up for West on the parallel bars will be Brian Lewis. Just a little injury update for West as we receive the score on Brian Lewis receives a 2.1. Sam Lassiter, who had, as you had seen before, holding his back, has hurt in practice on yesterday on the parallel bars. He subsequently hurt it today on the floor exercises and is applying ice now. He should be able to continue. Up now for West is Ryan Spiegel. And scores a 2.3. The next competitor for West on the parallel bars will be Leonard Campbell. Len Campbell receives a score of 2.6. Next up on the parallel bars is Shane Campbell. Shane receives a score of 2.5. The last and final competitor for West will be Sam Lassiter. We will now get to see just how well his back is holding up. Sam's back did not seem to affect his performance on the parallel bars. Team high score of 6.9 for Sam Lassiter. The final event of the night is the high bar. Making his first appearance for West of the night is Keith Erdman. Keith receives a score of 1.5. Next up for West is Ryan Spiegel. Ryan also receives a score of 1.5. Also making his first appearance tonight for West is Mike Gismondi, now on the high bar. Mike receives a 1.7. West's last competitor is Sam Lassiter. The high bar is definitely the most difficult event and the most spectacular. And Sam receives a score of 5.0.
Anthony D'Alessandro has begun his performance on the high bar.
That was a forward gigantic.
Giant, but not gigantic.
Excuse me, a forward giant.
For those of you who are interested, we have been perceiving some of the scores as incorrect. When we say a 67, we mean a 6.7. Fine dismount by Anthony D'Alessandro, who is performing in his first event of the evening. Next up, Dan Hackenberg.
Here's Dan doing his forward giants. Handstand on the bar. Dan couldn't maintain his balance there.
Dan Hackenberg does not seem too pleased with this performance. We'll have to wait and see if he does decide to go back on the bar. Yep, there he goes, back on the bar for Dan Hackenberg. Grabs a reverse giant, swings up to the top. Oh, now he goes into big giant, swinging around. Switches around to the top, very nicely done. And a flying dismount for Mr. Hackenberg.
I must say that was a fine dismount. We now await the score of Dan Hackenberg.
38 for Mr. Hackenberg.
3.8.
3.8, I'm sorry once again. Next up is Josh Meltzer.
Damn it, get your scores right. forward giant. Balance on top of the bar. Swings. Reverse.
Ooh, he flew like Superman without a cape on that last one.
We wait patiently for the score. And they're setting the score. Here it is, 4.8.
4.8. Next up is that man again, Mike Silvestro. We've seen him more times than Kentucky Fried Chicken. As he's swinging around at the top in the form of a giant. Reverse. Look at Matt. Swinging around. Preparing for a dismount. Wow. Extraordinary dismount from Mike Silvestro.
He's got some talent.
Next up, I wonder who it is, Bill. You got any guesses?
Could it be Ari?
Yes. Now joining us at the podium, co-sports editor of Cherry Hill Eastside, along with myself, Gary Herman, is Matt Sisney. Mr. Sisney, how do you perceive this gymnastics event is going?
It's gone pretty well. All the gymnasts, I haven't seen all of it, but they look pretty good. And
Mike Silvestro registered. Mike Silvestro registers a 60 on his scale. That's 6.0. Ari Goldstein is swinging around, man. He's got some special talent. Now he's looking at Michigan State, Radford, and James Madison as possible colleges, as he's swinging around doing extraordinary giants while switching at the top. I'm getting dizzy watching him.
That was unbelievable.
Concluding tonight's performance, Cherry Hill East scored a 119.1, which was their highest output of the year. Leading for Cherry Hill East were Ari Goldstein with a 45.0 and Mike Silvestro with a 40.6.
Cherry Hill West had the highest score of the season, a 74.8, and leading West was Sam Lester with a 35.2.
For Sean Mayo and Bill Gelman, I'm Gary Herman saying thank you for joining us